Hello, I am Stephanie Schaefer, and today I'm presenting a book review of Bob Sielert's Start with the Answer and Other Wisdom for Aspiring Leaders. This presentation is brought to you in partial fulfillment of the requirements of the University of Texas at Arlington College of Nursing, Course N5343, Leadership in Healthcare Systems, led by Dr. Candida Constantine Castillo. I declare no conflicts of interest providing this presentation today. Mr. Sielert is a successful businessman with over 40 years of business experience. He has been involved in building brands into household names, the mergers of several large companies, and numerous business turnarounds where many thought he might fail. He has been named the Chief Executive Officer of 5 different companies, including General Foods Worldwide Coffee, International Foods, and Cordian LLP. He has also sat on the board of directors for an additional 9 different organizations. Mr. Sielert graduated from the Harvard School of Business in 1964 and continued his business education with seminars from Aspen Institute, the Levinson Institute, and the Center for Creative Learning, to name a few. The purpose of Mr. Sielert's book is to provide guidance to business executives and executive candidates in the marketing and advertising industries. Mr. Sielert states in the introduction to his book that he has had a very unique and fortunate career and wrote this book to share the wisdom that he has accumulated over his 40-plus years in the business. The target audience for this book is the business executive, the aspiring business executive, and leaders in the business setting. Strengths of this book include that it is divided into 8 different segments or chapters, with each segment describing a nugget of wisdom that Mr. Sielert wishes to impart to those reading his book. It is in an easy-to-read format with entertaining narratives, detailed descriptions of various business experiences, and pearls of wisdom that Mr. Sielert calls Bob's wisdom, which tie up ideas at the end of the stories. Mr. Sielert has also included an index to help guide his readers needing to go back and find an idea, a story, or a thought in an easier manner. I have included one of Mr. Sielert's pearls of wisdom here. He says, "Be true to yourself, do it happily, and be prepared to live with the outcomes." I find this as marvelous advice. Shortcomings of this book include that it really is geared for those in the marketing and advertising industries and does not translate well to leaders in the healthcare environment. Mr. Sielert provides a lot of interesting anecdotal stories about his experiences in business, but does not provide references or proof that he was actually involved in any of these situations. His narratives are listed in order of the competencies that he has outlined as important, but not in any sort of chronological order, making his stories somewhat hard to follow. Mr. Sielert also, except in a few circumstances, assumed that his reader knows the lingos of business, and as I am not a business major, I had difficulty understand what he was trying to convey in a few of his stories. In all, Mr. Sielert does a very good job of imparting the knowledge he has gained over the past 40-plus years of his career. He does this in an amusing and interesting way, including his pearls of Bob's wisdom and breaking the ideas down into 8 separate competencies for the business executive. He does not, however, provide any proof that these situations actually occurred, dropping only names of people that the average reader has probably never heard of and the names of many companies that might be unfamiliar to most. Overall, if I were looking to build my business acumen as an executive in the marketing or advertising field, I might find Mr. Sielert's advice very helpful and entertaining. As it stands, I would not recommend this book to the nursing executive, as I do not feel the situations described translate well to healthcare business initiatives. Thank you for listening to my presentation today. I hope that you have enjoyed listening to my book review on Mr. Bob Sielert's book, Start with the Answer and Other Wisdom for Aspiring Leaders.